Alright, here we are. Hey everyone, this is episode 40 of Kobold Kingmaker, as we are dealing with Armag the Twice-Born in a two-part special, it seems, of some sort. But, of course, I might sound a tiny bit different, a little bit hungover, but that shouldn't matter too much as we get into things here. So, without further ado, Kiba, do you want to do the, you're saying you want to do the recap?
Yeah, I'm up for it as always. If anybody ever wants to claim it, they can do so, but I'm ready.
Okay.
All right. So, last time, Gaz had fallen into a pit where swarms of ants were on the hunt. We took them out really swiftly, sparing Gaz the fate that had befallen the corpse of what we realized was an Iron Wraith warrior. We came upon a second one that had been pulverized by an iron golem, a third one that died from some extreme cold trap or something, and a fourth that appeared to have been crushed by boulders. These were all four of the missing Iron Wraith warriors. We're going to have to come back for them afterward, but for now we pressed on. We were assaulted by tons of skeletons that really weren't much trouble at all. And finally advanced toward a big temple-like chamber with many pillars, fountains, and some spiky armored statues and a man with 4 skeletal guards. Armag at last, except it wasn't. It was actually one of his followers who was defending these halls eternally, and these trials in this hall were apparently to prove somebody's worthiness to meet with Armag and become him? Or something.
To take up the blade, it seems.
To basically take up the blade, but yeah.
Yeah, to
the
meet
blade
the real
takes
Armag.
the form of a great sword. Pronouncing it is sort of a challenge. It was something like Ovriinbane or something.
Ovriinbane.
Oh yeah, okay. And whoever would wield it would kind of probably be taken over by Armag's spirit or something. None of us want that. However, this guy did let us pass, said that we proved our conviction, our prowess, and believed that we might be worthy. However, the man that we've been chasing, the one who calls himself Twice-Born Armag, or Armag the Twice-Born, was within. And we advanced forward to engage with him, and the doors locked behind us. Only one of our sides would emerge from this hall. And so we're locked in combat partway through.
That you are. And as the battle commenced, you guys were able to put a lot of dents and wounds into Armag, but along the way, he has shown absolutely no sign of faltering through this rage that is inherent in him, perhaps even enhanced by that blade. That blade has done a lot of things in this combat itself, blessed his strikes, and perhaps many other things as well. He is assisted by one of the Sisters of the Bloodshot Eye, and, well, you already dealt with one of those skeletons, but without further ado, let me switch up the combat music. And we'll get started with Kiba's turn.
Alright. Where was I? I was right here. What do I have going on? Cool. So it looks like, I don't know. Did I have my,
Your weapon changed to
long... I know that I have glaive out. I know that I have glaive out.
Okay.
I'm thinking like, did I use a the song of making my song longer?
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember the name of my abilities.
The lingering performance.
Lingering.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like MMORPGs all over again. It's like, oh, the yellow one.
You definitely had it going from the beginning of the fight. This is the last round, so I have it correct
Cool.
on you there.
Awesome. Yeah, that's one of those things that's hard to track because of what happened last week with all the auras breaking and stuff. All right, so I still have one of these dudes that's on me. I know that he's going to keep coming after me. He's going to keep trying to take me down. And I wouldn't be a benefit to anybody if I die. Plus, I don't want him going after anybody else. I figure if I can take this guy out quickly, that'll help us out. So, guy next to me, I go for the attack.
Okay.
Bonus points if I can kill him before in 2 actions. Oh wait, no, I don't. I have them all out.
Yeah, you would have them all.
I do have them all out. 1 smash. Please crit. Was not a crit.
This good form, especially for dealing with the undead. Definitely a hit. To just smash into them, put a lot of power behind it, enough to crack into a lot of those bones, making them falter almost, but they're still holding up.
I think we're getting a 2-action kill.
Okay.
Here's the second roll.
This one, 8 in the dice.
Here's the re-roll of the second roll.
Okay, using those hero points very quickly, but to no avail. As your weapon goes wide, you sort of overswung on the first and couldn't bring it back for the second.
Okay. So here's the problem. If I lay on hands, I'm getting attacked.
That you will.
I can't do that. I'm gonna have to try to kill him.
Okay. One more shot, 6 on the dice is not gonna get close. Would have had to have something like a 15 on that dice roll to really do something there.
I was hoping for it. You never know.
But as you try to desperately bring this one down, knowing that you probably would be in a better position helping your ally somewhere else, you just couldn't. You do take the 6 bleeding damage, roll the recovery check there. Arenth, over to you as you face down Armag.
Parenth is gonna step.
Okay.
And I am going to cast a spell called Enervation.
Alright. 30-foot line through both of them. Both of them forced to make a fortitude save against this. Let's see. Black tendrils hoping to just pull away at the life force of both of them, but they both do succeed. Armag just barely in his bit of a frightened state. So, each of them, though, will still take 2d8 persistent void damage, which can stack pretty far into the fight, depending on their rolls. So,
that is all 3 of my actions.
That slices through all of them, sort of sticks to them, and sort of begins to burn at their form, this void energy. You take 2 damage there, roll recovery. Now, with the sister here, the Bloodshot Eye, she is still maintaining this repulsion aura. Well, not maintaining it, it's not technically a sustained spell, it's just a spell that persists upon her. Either way, it's sort of pushing against most everyone in the group except for Gaz there, who can actually break through it. Otherwise, nobody else can walk towards her. And with that, she looks out to Armag. I see your wounds, brother. Let them be cleansed. 5th rank heal. 2 actions. She heals Armag for a total of 67 points of damage. He seems revitalized. A lot of his wounds begin to close. Sorry, guys?
I do not like these events.
Yeah.
So, with that, her third action will be to brazenly step forward, knowing that her repulsion aura is working well for her, going up to about here. That being said, we're going to go to Giraffe's turn. Oh, and she will do 8 damage to herself. Well, Parenth does that, of course, because it's persistent. Yeah. So, Giraffe, you're sort of up against those doors that close behind you. The repulsion aura pushes you away from her, but if you move away from her in any direction, you still can move around. So what do? You might be muted, Nelda.
I was pressing the wrong button.
Ah.
I want to move to the space between Armag and the skeleton.
Sure can. So you rush away. It's sort of
Cool.
Enough of the skirting around the aura of the sister to push through, but the Skeletal Tiger Lord here will take their attack opportunity as you pass by. Just barely missing it because of that enfeeblement of Kiba's redemption thing.
Love that.
Cool. Then I have 2 actions left. I'm going to use 1 to strike one of the Armag.
Don't forget you have quickened on you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do. I'm gonna use my. Oh, that is beautiful, isn't it?
More
Now I gotta
options
rethink
there.
this.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to make an attack against the skeleton eventually. I think I'm gonna make an attack against the skeleton with my Mombele using the quickened action. Then I'll use my last 2 actions to double slice Armag.
Okay. So, slicing down. Skeletal Tiger Lord. Trying to bring them down. You will hit. See if it's enough. Slicing weapon against those bones and plate is not enough. They're going to resist a lot of that effect too because of the electricity being absorbed as well. It's not enough damage.
I'm gonna use a press action to do the quick reversal.
Mm-hmm.
To use the bloodthirst on both of them. First the skeleton, then Armag.
Sure thing. Turning around, slicing back towards Armag and, well, the Skeletal Tiger Lord as well. Well, it looks like you critically struck the Skeletal Tiger Lord at the very least. You attacked the Skeletal Tiger
I forgot to
Lord twice.
retarget.
Yeah, so the 37 will be applied to Armag. That will hit Armag as well. So, slicing out towards the skeleton. This just is enough energy pushed into the sort of hatchet there to cleave this skeleton finally down to the floor.
Thank you for saving my life.
Then, now for the damage against Armag.
Mm-hmm. Slicing back towards him. Just another scar for him.
And lastly, I would like to twin parry.
Mm-hmm. Stepping into a more defensive stance, knowing that you can face him down yourself at the very least to keep your allies away from him.
Why are you running from me?
Running. I just had to deal with your wizard. But before you can do anything else, Yarmasir, it's over to you.
Alright, Yarmasir quickly gets some more reagents into his hands and craft out a lesser skunk bomb, debilitating bomb, dazzled, and I'm sort of peeking around Giraffe. He lobs the bomb at the sister.
Alrighty. And across the way towards her, she will be hit by it.
Wonderful.
As it blasts in, she takes a little bit of the toxic damage, of course, but the main, of course, effect of this is the, well, chance that she gets too much of it into her system, starts choking on it, but unfortunately she was able to sort of push away from it, get away from the effects of it.
And she'll need to roll again for the dazzling, for the debilitating bomb.
Mm-hmm. So it still sparks in her face, but will succeed on that too.
Great. Well, Yarmasir sees the writing on the wall and goes ahead and violates 2 elixirs of life to his hands.
Okay. So, we now go to Armag. Oh no. I'm not done with you just yet. Takes a step towards Parenth, and then hefting Ovriinbane up, it's sort of gleaming blade of this red crystal almost, with sort of a jagged edge meant to cause even more wounds and more sort of cuts in one, causing that bleeding damage a lot of you are suffering from. He is going to strike it down. With a 19 on the dice, it will easily be a critical strike to you, Parenth. Even while he's a little bit enfeebled from Kiba's last intervention. You'll take 52 points of damage. A little bit of bleed continues on you. And then, as his third action, he is going to throw the weight of the blade sort of through you still, sort of pushing on it, even through the strike, making this an awesome blow, sort of trying to throw you back into the corner of the room here. But he rolls a natural 1. I was selecting you, so his modifiers, of course, not that, but either way, a natural 1 on him means still, Parenth, you surprisingly hold your ground. You're able to sort of slip down below the heft of the blade before he's able to push it and throw you across the room. So no effect there at all. That'll be his turn.
I wish Armag would fall prone.
As a reaction, I step away from him.
Okay. Sort of able to wander away just a little bit, using some of that momentum.
Maybe a little dazed from the massive sword hit he just took.
Mm-hmm. Takes a little bit of damage from your persistent negative energy, but he will succeed at sort of brushing it off finally. As we go to you.
Gaz will try to take care of the aura, hopefully. He will strike out at the sister.
Okay. And those like, sort of extending punching gauntlets that you've sort of attached spikes to now, you're not able to get a good strike in her. Sort of shifts away very quickly.
He is going to try again.
Okay. One more strike, though. As things have gotten into this sort of mid-field of... or mid... I was going to say mid-journey, but that's a different thing. Middle way through this fight, you guys have lost your momentum a little bit. Your strikes aren't landing as much as they should. Yeah, that wasn't happening there. You have one more action.
I will take a step towards her.
Okay, at the very least, putting yourself in the way. Kiba, we go to you now.
I'm gonna have to, I think, take a full turn of kind of self-sufficient action here.
Okay.
So, first one is getting a one-turn courageous anthem going.
Mm-hmm. Gonna remove these old courageous anthems from everyone.
Sounds good.
Because it is working now. Apparently it was working.
Maybe?
And then it started not working immediately, it seems. That's very strange.
Love it.
I just tested it before the show, but here, I'll just do the usual thing where
All
select
right.
everyone, put it on them for one round.
Just the one turn.
It works.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, got it. I can't afford to let parents do it now. This is awful.
I have a Elixirs of Life in my hands. That's what I'm going to parent. My turn.
All right, I'll pick myself up.
Okay. Would have lay in hands, some positive energy, pumped into your chest. Close a lot of those wounds you got from those skeletons.
And then I will shift my maul back into a familiar glaive.
Okay. You get a little bit of reach with that. So as
Also, potentially better crits.
So as you call out to your allies, heal yourself, and shift that blade, then we're going to go over to Parenth to take that bleed and recovery. Parenth.
Nailed it.
Nice.
Alright. I am going to drain bonded item.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Laughing Fit again on
Alright. You're really asking for it with that one, as you cast this hated spell that he's already spent some time getting rid of, but again, this time though, he breaks into more of this maddened cackling, this growling, angry, raging cackling. He even seems more frightening to you guys as he's doing this, but it does slow him down, actually. Slows him down a little bit.
And last action, I don't think I've broken my shield yet, so I'm casting shield.
Alrighty. So, shield goes up as he breaks into that maddened cackle. You know what's coming after that, but slowed him down. You will take the 12 bleed damage there and recovery check as well. We go to her turn. Alright. Why don't you all join him? Join him in this slaughter. Join us. Calls out as this infectious wrath begins to fill the room around her. I need everybody. Yes, everybody, because you're exactly within 30 feet there, Parenth. Everyone make a will saving throw. His rage is infectious. You look to each other. You want to just kill anything that's in front of you. If you can't
No, I don't think I do.
push through this. Yes, Kiba, you're good.
I'm rerolling
good.
again.
Okay. I think Gaz is good as well. Giraffe, though.
There we go.
Giraffe, you feel that wrath, that rage. You remember your worship of Lamashtu and, well, push it away. Yeah, you guys pulled those natural 20s out of that one, so...
Thank you,
3
Giraffe.
natural 20s to get you out of that. A little bit of hero points to do it.
Bit my teeth to get through that.
Yeah, everybody actually completely succeeds through that critically, because everyone else had a divine will, a resolve that upgrades a will save to a critical will save, or basic, success to a critical success. So she just looks at all of you as you push through it. How did? Fine. You will then, instead, begin to shape this cone of matter out of a vortex of shadow in front of her. This will sort of shoot about here.
I will do this, even if it's only damage at this point.
Sure. Triggering a switch on your side to make this distracting explosion and strike, but no dice there. Missing once again. Not enough to interrupt, as she still is able to make the Shadow Blast occur. So, for this particular spell, you guys get to choose either will or reflex as your saving throw for it.
I will choose will.
It's interesting.
Reflex.
Sort of the shadow stuff from the Shadow Plane. The Shadow Plane is a sort of a realm of concepts and ideas that can be easily morphed and made manifest. So you can either disbelieve the concept, disbelieve the inferno coming towards you, or you can try to dodge it. So, you see some pretty low rolls for this one, unfortunately, as I think every one of you is going to fail there, except for Kiba using that last hero point to get your resolve going, your divine will passes you through it.
If I wasn't under half, I would have just let it go.
Everyone else, you do take 14 points of damage.
Oh.
This
Oh.
14 out of
vortex
5d8, I see.
strikes into each of you. She rolled not
That
too
was
great on the
disappointing.
5d8. Yes. 7, 2, 1, 2, 2.
I just
So
had a thought.
pretty damn poor roll on that damage.
I just had a thought.
Yeah.
She's within 15, and this is the first time this has ever become relevant. I might be able to block a lot of that.
You can block it on a particular Oh, do you have the one that's AoE?
Yeah, the AoE. Yes, AoE.
Yeah, let me find it and try to pull it up real quick.
No, it's not this one. Which one is it?
Oh yeah, it just comes from
The class?
it's from the ability itself. That's right, because it leveled up, right?
Yes, it leveled
let me
over.
see. I don't know how to send
It's
the
under-
exact thing. So
Yeah, it's under champion. Yeah, they always hide it for champions. Let me see.
yeah, it's buried under it's buried under defeating cause, and then it's the specific specific Redeemer one. Like I have to do several clicks just to get to it.
So, for the purpose of it, your usual resistance is 2 plus your level, but of course they reduce it by 2, so it's just your level here. Everyone can be reducing that damage by 12.
Except
I think I hit.
okay, yeah, cool.
So everyone, actually, you have range on everyone for this, so everyone give yourselves 12 HP back on that. I don't think it applies to yourself, though, Kiva. Oh, no, redemption
I didn't
to
take
yourself.
damage though.
Oh, right, yeah. So, yeah. Give
then
yourself most of that damage back. There was only 2 damage after all that.
I do believe I can finally get a stupefy off on her.
Oh, yes, as well. So, Stupefied 2, as you sort of call out for the redemption of her, away from guiding Armag's soul towards this doom, this sort of corruption, this blade. But, well.
And I guess the Force Spirit.
Ah, yes. So I'll add that as we go to Giraffe. Giraffe, it's your turn.
I was picking the most
Okay.
complicated abilities.
Gonna kill this man. Gonna start off with a double slice.
Alrighty. Again, though, you guys have lost a lot of that momentum otherwise.
There we go.
That's a certain hit.
If I was flanking, it would have been a crit. But that's okay.
Whatever. Well, you're being careful around him. You know he's got those instincts to slice out at anybody who gets too close or too,
I'm gonna use my
easy.
quickened action to make another cut with the bloodthirst.
Okay. And that, though, is going to be a miss. Try to fall
Then
through.
I'm gonna use my last action to parry.
Okay. You bring up your guard. We go to Yarmsir.
Yarmsir ducks and slinks away, taking one step back. And then, as promised, 2 elixirs of life delivered to Parent.
Okay. In your hands, quickly sort of have him chug them down. 28 on the first. And 32.
Second.
There.
Wonderful.
Parent feels a lot better. Yarmsir, that'll be your turn, I think.
Yep, that's it.
Now, going to Armag once more. Keep corralling them, sister.
Those conditions, though.
The, damn this spell. You're going to pay for this.
Was that a step or a stride?
Step. Always step for 5 feet. But this is only a hit against Parent as they step forth, distracted by that laughing fit that you've caused in him. Doesn't really put a lot of heft behind the strike as well. It's only 21 damage there.
I'm gonna block it with the shield.
Okay, the shield sort of shatters as it focuses all its energy to ablate the strike there. But, of course, you're still further and further pushed back. This repulsion aura from the lady in the back keeps just forcing you further and further into the wall. Yaz, we go to you.
More of the same in my case.
Okay.
That strike.
That's certainly hitting. Pound those gauntlets into her. She takes 20 damage there.
Another strike.
Mm-hmm. Another... I was gonna say another hit, but map is just too high for that to be a hit.
And once again stepping.
Okay. Stepping in front of her, trying to keep her away from your allies. Kiba, we go to you.
All right. Okay, so I'm 15 feet from her.
Mm-hmm.
I can get into flanking range with Mr. Dude, Mr. Armag.
Mm-hmm.
So I will.
Look up into the fray here.
I will call upon the power of song to refresh my aura for a turn.
Alrighty. Another song out to your allies. Another Rage's Anthem once more. I'll apply it for you because the aura is
Thanks.
broken.
And I'm going to put everything I got into, hopefully, one solid, powerful hit.
Alrighty.
So I get my +1. There we go.
Right up in the
Not
fray.
good.
Right up behind him. It's enough to hit.
I'll
She has
take what I
range.
can get.
It's frightened, not even reducing automatically. Either way, you strike into his side. Takes another blow, but no sign of stopping.
That's all I got.
So, Parent, there's little room left. What do you do?
I can't believe you're getting beaten by a dragon. I'm gonna maintain the laughter, and I'm casting a rank 4 invisibility on myself.
You're right. So,
Oh, I was wondering about this. If I ever play a wizard, I'm totally just gonna abuse invisibility.
I'm so happy.
hey, sort of shift out of form or out of eyesight there, and because Armag is in that laughing fit, he doesn't have his reactions at all. So, with that,
That's all 3 actions.
that is going to be your turn, yeah. We go to now the Silent Sister. Oh, and you do take some damage there from the recovery check, or from the bleeding that's causing
Thank goodness.
damage, yes. So, that being said, on her turn, she does have to consider what is worthwhile at this point. She has gone through a lot of her spellcasting. She has resisted her sort of infectious frenzy as well. I think she is going to reach out towards Gaz. You have interloped far too much. I need a fortitude save as this vampiric touch threatens you. Which one?
I reroll.
Okay, using that hero point from the start here. Much better roll. You are able to push through the worst of it. You're still taking half damage of this, so half of that is going to be 13 damage. She takes half of that as temporary HP, which is really only going to be 6 health to her.
Hold on, that was a spell though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it has concentrate as well.
And did she do the roll for whether or not she can actually cast it because she's stupefied?
Oh, yes. So, 252 would be DC 7 flat check there. She was able to cast through it. Getting
I'll
those
also get my
incantations
hidden.
out. Sorry, guys?
I will also get my hidden because it's a concentrate spell.
Well, it's concentrate
Oh
isn't
my.
what confers tax opportunity. It is just any spell that doesn't have the subtle trait can be
Explosive
attacked.
distraction.
Distracting explosion. It's only works at
Oh,
concentrate.
okay, yeah, sorry. So yeah, you do critically strike with that anyway, so... Definitely catch me before I go through all the rest of the rolls and such with that then.
Yeah, apologies. I
Yeah,
wasn't
whenever it's a
thinking of
spell, all spells have concentrate on them, so... Like, there's not a single spell, I don't believe, that doesn't have concentrate. That being said, though, give yourself that health back, she wouldn't have this temporary HP here.
Alright.
And she actually has to roll a fortitude save against your crit spec. You pound into her so harshly that she might be dazed from it, but no, she's able to push through. Just barely. So frustrated, though, she is just going to make a melee strike with her dagger, just try to slice into you, and she will crit for decent amount of damage, 18 there.
I'm not redemptioning that.
Okay.
Sorry, Gaz. You can
Is it-
suck it up.
Able to bleed or cut into you there. But, either way, you get a giraffe.
I'm not very happy that Armag's ignoring me. Giraffe's taking that personally. So he's gonna stride into a flanking position with
Oh, I
his
like
quickened
that.
action. And will double slice into
Mhm.
Armag's back. Oh yeah. Whoa. Oh! When you hold down Alt, you can see if you're flanking. That's cool.
Can you? You can? I don't see it.
I'm not
Huh.
sure.
Either way, that is a hit because of the flank. Get just into the right spot. Yarmsir is just enough of a distraction. You're able to slice into him from the side. Have a lot. But still pushing onwards. You're able to make another strike in and another hit as well. Bloodthirst slices into his side. 2 quick strikes for a good amount of damage.
Then I'm going to twin parry.
More and more hurt here.
That should be my turn.
Alrighty, so with that, we go to Yarmsir.
All right. Seeing that Armag is rather quite distracted at the moment, Remorse here flagrantly concocts a bomb right in front of him.
Okay.
One lodestone bomb, and this one is going point blank into his face.
Sure thing. Bomb just splashes right into his face. He's not able to dodge away at all. You definitely hit. And because you can put the corner of it right there, nobody else in your party is hit as well. It's a homebrew, I do. Even though, technically, rules is written. Bombs hit everything around them. I allow them to target a corner like this, with it, or not like that. Like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
More
So,
importantly,
I like it.
he gets the persistent force and clumsy enfeebled.
Mm-hmm. The lodestone bomb sort of reverberates through him as these minerals just continue to gather this forceful energy around him. Yeah,
And-
alchemist.
Yarmir then proceeds to also flagrantly valet 2 Drakeheart mutants to his hands, ready
Okay.
for using them whenever at the first turn.
Mm-hmm. So, we now go to Armag, who is still in that laughing fit because of Parent's spells. He's not in a great spot here, though I do believe that Enfeebled 2 would have gone away by now, at least down to Enfeebled 1 because of Kiba's lingering redemption ability. But he's slowed, clumsy, force damage, enfeebled, dazzled. Dazzled? Should he be dazzled right now? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
That wasn't debilitating.
Yeah, that was a little bit ago. By the way, he's still sickened. He would have to use an action to remove that. Yeah. But in his desperation, he still looks to where Parenth was. You can try to hide, but I will have this spell gone. Gonna go for the strike. DC 11 flat check to hit you, Parenth. So he does, well, make the usual strike there. 14 does hit you either way. And with that...
Redemption.
Okay, redemption. Calling out to abate that strike.
Let's get that enfeeble back at a 2.
Mm-hmm. People 2, and he is taking the 4 spirit damage here as well. There we are. So as you call out, this sort of reverberation occurs to him. Ah, man, it makes it really hard for him to bring Parenth down here. But, again, in that desperation to get rid of that spell, there's literally nothing he can do with that spell going, so he's going to go for it. So another strike at Parenth. This would be a hit, even with map, but he has to roll a DC 11 flat check because he doesn't know exactly where you are. He just can't find you for the second strike. That is going to be his turn. Which, do something about this! As he sort of croaks a laughter out. And gets the persistent damage there too. It's not looking
I have
good.
a theory she's gonna try to do something about this.
Yeah, I have a theory as well. I will start out my turn
He's
with,
taken so much persistent damage. I really want to
I'm
add the
so
bleed
happy.
on top.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start my turn with a grapple this time.
Now ready? Trying to grab out towards her here. That exactly succeeds, though. You are able to do it. Get a hold of her.
Wonderful. I will do a map attack next.
Mm-hmm. Definitely hits. Pull her into your reach. Slam into her side with those spiked fists. Another 17 points of damage. She's also not looking great.
And I'll do a third map attack as well.
Okay. With that, she's able to finally pull away from your punch just enough to avoid it. So,
That's good.
with that, we are now going to go to Kiba's turn. What do you do?
Next verse of my courageous anthem. Sorry for
Mhm.
hitting that a little too early.
One gas, take your bleed damage there.
Yeah.
So with this, inspire inspiration out to your allies. They feel a little bit better. A little bit.
And now I'm in the prime position to take this guy out once and for all.
Alright.
Crusty glaive in hand, I slash it toward the evil Armag the Twice-Born. Oh
It's a
my
natural
god.
20. As the glaive
Oh, yeah,
slices
you have it.
straight into his back. He's so focused upon Parenth here. I see the
You
crit.
know what it was talking like that. I had to be confident about it.
8 points of damage puts him
And he's alive.
very, very near death. He's sort of struggling to continue on. But strangely, again, it doesn't seem to dissuade him from continuing at all. He's still raging and striking as much as he needs to.
You know what? That's very relatable. Swing.
Mm-hmm. One more. 7 of the dice is not enough,
Not
though.
quite
He
enough.
turns around, deflects it at the last moment.
It's my turn.
Okay. Parenth, we're on to yours now.
Sustain the hideous laughter.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time that you put that sword down.
Command. Okay.
I'm telling him to drop his weapon.
Release what he is holding. Alright, we'll save on that. 4 on the dice. He fails, but the blade sort of almost immediately reacts in some way. There's this magic that thrums from it. It immediately casts Dispel Magic at 8th rank, dispelling that effect before it can even occur. Because, well, an 8th rank will easily deal with a 1st rank spell.
Of course.
The blade seems to have
reaction.
powers of its own, reactions of its own to defend its wielder. So you're not able to make him drop it. We go to her turn. I see what ails you, brother. Let it be gone. You will cast a 4th rank Dispel Magic. Also to...
Or will she?
Or try to,
Will she?
yes. So she has Stupefied 1 at this point because of the lingering stuff there. And yeah, let's go with the Distracting Explosion first. Go for your strike. Then we can go to the flat checks that she needs to roll to get this going. You do hit her, at the very least.
Oh,
But I remember, it only stops it if it's a critical. Right?
It only
Yeah,
uses
or
the
unstable.
stop it if it's an unstable action, actually.
Yeah,
which
which
I can't because I've
Both.
already. did
you've
that.
already done, yeah. So, you punch back at her, but she's still incanting the spell, but of course, along this way, she's going to have to make a DC 6 flat check because of Stupefied 1.
oh my
Rolls a
gosh.
natural 1. Okay, so the spell just fizzles in her hands, the incantation fails because her mind is so befuddled by Kiva. She can't do anything, it doesn't work. She's just going to, enraged, strike out at Gaz once more. Roll another natural
I love
1.
this feat.
So,
Beautiful.
tries
Oh, that's gonna remove her stupefy also.
slice at you. Just can't bring yourself to do it anymore. He's lost. Giraffe. Good to you.
Time to kill him. Gonna double slice for that one. Yeah.
Just slice into Armag. This will be a hit. Roll the damage.
Sinking it into his back.
As you sink the blade into his back, you would think it would sever his spine with how precisely you've struck that. But something thrums in the room here. There's a sort of a quieting of the battlefield as all sound is muted for a moment as the blade itself seems to erupt into this red flame. That flame seems to also be within his eyes as he sort of turns around at you. If they could be more wild, they are. This is no time to die.
That doesn't look good.
He cannot die as long as he's raging and has the sword in hand.
Well, I know what I'm gonna do. Now.
Certainly
I did
confused
say
though.
double slice.
Wild-eyed Armag. Continue to strike at him. But he would be technically a dying one, but I can't put it on him because the game also does automation with it. But either way, he is dying. He's not going to survive this fight. But his rage, that blade itself still fueling him forward. You're not able to strike him down just yet.
Darn. Okay. It's gonna be rough, but I want to try a disarm check with my Mombole.
Would be at map 10.
Yep.
And there's critical failure effect to it, so you could
Oh,
actually
there is?
it
I
could
shouldn't
cause
have.
yourself problems, yeah.
For this turn, I'm going to Twin Parry. And
Okay.
I still have my quickened action left. But a strike's not going to do it. If I hit him, does that even matter?
You
Does it increase?
it doesn't seem to, really. He won't die with that blade fueling him, while his rage is fueling him.
Okay, in that case, I am going to communicate to my teammates that I'm gonna try to disarm him,
Okay.
and that they should get the caster out of the fight if they can.
Wish I could.
So, with that, you can always aid action something as well if you wish. Like,
My last action's a quicken, so
oh, okay. So
I
yeah,
can only
there's-
stride or
yeah.
strike.
Okay. You just hold your ground there, getting into defensive pair. Yarmsir, what do you do?
Yarmsir chugs one drink illusion for himself.
Alrighty.
And blindly reaches forth and tries to feed the other one to
Oh, no.
parents.
Okay, DC 11 flat check to see if you find Parent. Feeling around his face there for a moment, he just...
I reroll that.
Okay, yeah. Have your
That's my
last
ear.
I think your point.
hero point there. It's just not enough. You can't find
Nope.
him.
I can't remember if I lose the item or not.
You don't lose the item, no.
Oh well.
Um,
Okay, in that case,
yeah, no, you don't lose it, yeah.
well, in that case, he's gonna use his last action to try again.
Okay. And again, you're just feeling around, you're... just can't find his face.
Where's your mouth?
It's not there.
That's it for Yarmsir's turn.
Okay. So, fueled by this blood rage, this dying rage, the blade just continues to push him onwards. No matter what's affecting him, no matter how much he is on fire, burning away, he's just going to choose a random target and attack them. So he has 3 opportunities here. So I'm going to roll a d4. 1 is... Actually, I should do it clockwise as I usually do it. 1 is Giraffe, 2 is Yarmsir, 3 is Parent. 4 I just rolled again. So it would be Yarmsir. Good thing that you got those scales sort of oriented as he just flies into this unnatural rage, just attacking anybody around him. And really putting some heft behind it. That's a crit. You are dealt a total of 60 points of damage, Yarmsir.
I'm gonna redemption that one for sure.
Okay. Once again, trying to hold him back, calling for some redemption in his heart. He's only a raging beast at this point.
Refreshed and feeble, of course.
And for the purposes of this particular confusion effect, I usually just have them go after the same target, but I think it's fun if he chooses a different one. Parent, he's going to go for you for this one. DC 5 or DC 11 flat check. So no matter what he rolls here, we need to check if he can even see you in your invisibility, and he certainly does not with another natural 1 for me. Just slams the blade that seems to be alight with this burning blood. It's almost as if the blade itself weeps blood from it. Just cleaves into the stone next to you. No effect to you. Yaz, over to you. Takes a lot of persistent damage, but none of it stops him.
He is going to. I think I'll be able to be keeping up the grapple as further at this point, so I'll just continue striking at the sister.
Okay. Striking out at her while she is still grappled by you. Remember, your grapple will fall if you don't maintain it.
Yep. I will do a map attack.
Okay. It's going to miss too, unfortunately.
May as well do a third one.
Yeah, go for it. Try and get another strike in, but she's wrenching away from your grip and is eventually able to sort of rip free from it at the end of your turn.
That is the end of my turn.
Mm-hmm. Kiba, over to you now.
I'm gonna help you, Giraffe. Alright, first things
Aiding
first.
my next disarm check.
Yeah, hopefully twice.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so one of my prepared weapon types for my shifting rune is the Ransuer.
Yeah.
I shift to it.
This hooked, topped blade that certainly could get into somebody's guard and rip their weapon away from them. This is a reach,
It's a reach disarm.
reach disarm, yeah.
And I'm gonna go for it. I don't know if I have a specific button to press, but I do have the athletics roll
yeah, you
itself.
you can just go for the athletics button itself.
Please roll good.
Pull the actual disarm action in here.
That looks good.
There we go. So we have reference to it, 37 against his reflex DC, which is not his best. That is going to be a success. Not a critical success, so it's not pulled from his grasp, but further attempts to disarm get a +2 circumstance bonus, and, well, until he readjusts his grip, he takes a pretty bad penalty to attacks.
And for my last action, I sing a new song, the Uplifting Overture, and I target Giraffe with it.
Okay.
My aid on you will use my performance instead of a normal skill check.
So you just
That's
tell him
really good.
now is the time. There's no better time. Parent, over to you.
I'm going to maintain the hideous laughter. And I am going to shoot her with a chromatic ray.
Okay, she will have +1 bonus from, well, you shooting through other creatures. Oh wait, no, this is, you don't have to attack. No, yeah, no, you do have to attack.
I do have to attack, yep.
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna
natural
reroll
ones
it.
are following a lot of us today. But you guys have hero points and I don't. You get a 19 with that. That is almost a critical strike, but
So
a little bit
close.
below it. Still though, she will be affected by whatever this 1d4 is. Total of 4 on that is the green one. She has to make a fortitude save against it. But she does automatically take the 25 poison damage. Either way. So no enfeeblement, no sort of weakening of her because of the poison. She shirks that off, but still takes the damage of it, so it burns into her skin. 35. Doesn't look great.
That is all my actions.
Alrighty. To maintain that laughing fit, this horrible rage that he's still in, slowing him down just a bit with it. And as we go to her turn, what else does she have? Well, Armag, if you will not die, I feel no trouble bursting this room full of void. She's going to cast a 3-action harm
Meh, whatever.
That's a
at
lot
5th
of
rank.
I will do once again strike at her.
That's
How bad
not
could it
that bad.
possibly be?
It's an AoE, so...
Yeah, that's fair.
But, yeah, you do sort of have the opportunity once again to punish her for the strike. You do. Or punish her for the spellcasting. 18 points of damage there. To her, she's near death at this point. A couple more good strikes will put her down, but she's going to unleash this just emanation of energy out through the room here. I need everyone to make that fortitude save.
Much as I want a redemption that I'm committed to this aid. I'm desperate for this.
Thank
Are you
you.
serious?
Fail on the Armor fair on Parent. Gaz, you do succeed, just barely. Critical success on Giraffe because he has that sort of fighter's
Just click the button.
constitution. And Chris, you do fail as well there. So,
Mild fail, I'll take it.
sorry?
It's a mild fail.
Oh,
I'm good
mild.
with that.
Okay. I thought you said I don't fail.
No.
Nuh-uh.
I refuse.
I refuse.
Nah.
So, she
I'm
gathers up a
fine.
pretty good amount of sort of harm in this spell. Sort of ripples through the room. Everyone takes 27 if they failed. And Parent, you still have that ring found in Candlemere. Resists a little bit of it. And Gaz, you succeeded, so you take half of this. And I think that's everyone who took damage there. Yeah. Oh wait, no, Yarmasir, you also failed.
I have no idea why I have Champion's Resistance.
Yeah. Still
There
on
you
you.
go.
There we go. It does hurt, though. A lot of you did take a lot of damage from that, and she does seem like she's readying herself to channel that again. Could cause some problems, and of course, even if Armag was hit by it, again, he has that deathless rage. Unless he, you imagine, is pulled from that blade, he will keep going until he stops raging. So,
The crit
Giraffe.
success meant no damage, right?
Yes, no damage at all.
Yeah, I know that's implied. It's just sometimes I'm not sure. Okay, so for my first action, I would like to make a disarm check with my Montbelay, meaning I use my athletics plus the 2 from the striking rune on the Montbelay.
Okay, so keep a sort of shouts out encouragement to aid
Not
this
good.
with a performance check. That is still a critical success because the remaster makes
That's
a
still
DC
a crit.
15. Yes. Because, of
Okay.
course, over the course of adventuring, you guys learn how to aid each other very easily. And this is a nice way.
Okay, so
30.
5 on the 32 with my Montblanc.
Mm-hmm. So 32. Their reflex DC is 32 itself. You would have to roll 42 in totality. You have a 5 on the dice there with that athletics check, so it's certainly within the realm of reason, and we are close enough to the hour mark that you could use your hero point for it.
That's what I was gonna ask. I am going to use my hero point for that.
Okay. If you get it, that is just enough with Kiba's encouragement to sort of
Yes!
reach
Gosh.
in and just pull and pull and pull against that blade. With Kiba also sort of hooking into his arm with the Rancier, you're able to sort of sever this bond between him and the blade. The blade is pulled to the floor, clattering to it. Almost immediately, out of the hands of a raging barbarian, its powers sort of shift down to just that, glassy texture. No more flames, no more blood weeping from the blade. But as you look to Armag, his bloodshot eyes do no longer weep with blood, but are stained with it. He looks wild-eyed for a moment, for... I can't go on.
I am going to make a stab at his neck with the bloodthirst.
Okay. This was my destiny, sister. You promised me.
Oh, shut up! Oh, I missed.
Well, narratively, you make the strike towards him, and he has no way of defending himself, because as soon as the blade is severed from his hands, he was already at dying 3. Like, he was going to die. Instantly, without that rage, without that blade. And as such, you do strike Bloodthirst straight into his neck. He sort of reels back for a moment, clutching it. All those wounds from his body sort of opening more, just because the blade's power isn't keeping them closed for him. Even though he is such a magnificent figure of strength, there's only so much a body can take. And he falls to the ground with a thud. Dead. His bloodshot eyes still wide open.
Holy smokes.
So, with that being said, the sister across the room, it's just been her turn last. She looks
Wait,
wild-eyed at you all.
if she's still gonna go, I'd like to use the rest of my turn to stow my weapons.
Okay, yeah, you can do so.
Okay, because next turn I want to take out the bow.
She maintains this aura of repulsion around her. Only one of you can actually get to her, and she thinks she has a chance still to bring you all down, to survive this. The doors are locked. This is it for her. So, Yarmasir, what do you do?
Right, if parents wants this Great Card Reagent, he can pick it off the ground. Yarmasir drops it,
Okay.
and then brew something new to replace it. That being a skunk bomb.
Alrighty.
And he makes another strike towards her.
Skunk bomb across the
Debilitating
room.
bomb, debilitating bomb dazzled, as always.
Okay, it does miss though. She's only going to be hit by the
Fortunate.
splash of the toxins.
Indeed. Well, he was hoping for a crit fail on the Constitution.
Mm-hmm. See. Fortitude save. She still gets an increased, up 1 of the fortitude save for the effect because she's only hit by the splash. She did fail, actually. So she is going to be slowed 1. Or sickened 1, sorry. No
Second
slowed.
one, yeah. Yarmasir's gonna finish by stepping a bit away. If she wants to hurt him, she'll have to voice an action stepping.
Mm-hmm.
If she wants to do harm again, that's it for her turn.
So, Armag is dead. We go to Gaz.
If she's gonna bother us by spellcasting again, I will just have to grapple her again.
There, sorry, he's doing his automatic rolls there, apparently. Yarmasir, do take your bleed damage, though, up there.
Right.
So yes, Gaz, sorry. What are you doing?
as mentioned, I'll try to grapple her again.
Okay. You reach out, though this time she's wary to it.
I will strike at her in that case.
Okay. Hey, that's a very good strike, though. Definitely damaging. Spike Gauntlet hits from your contraption out towards her. It's another solid blow. She's holding on, though.
One final strike, hopefully.
Okay. And with this, it is not going to be enough. She's pulling away from your strikes. You can hope that your allies have something to deal with her with. Iba.
Okay, I bring back the Courageous Anthem.
Mm-hmm. One gets it. There we are.
And as I'm singing this, I chant out one other little special verse into the song, and sweep out my my glaive toward her and fire off a phase bolt in her direction.
Sure. So with that, a quick
Now you better
phase
take
the
bolt
points
and
as well.
another critical strike. She doesn't expect it to sort of apparate right in front of her and slice through. So, critical damage.
You'll just
roll the
double it,
damage
okay.
and yeah. Mhm.
Okay. I'm like, how do we do this?
So, 18 and 18 is what is that? 36, right?
Yeah.
You have 31 health. As
Oh
the
my
phase bolt
gosh.
slices straight through her chest, she sort of clutches towards it. But just falls silently to the ground. Dead. Along with Armag. Along with the one she seemingly spent a long time raising for this very moment, only to both fall here. You guys look around at the carnage. You finally brought it to its end. That'll be the encounter.
I don't think he swung at me once.
I'm
He was
glad
he was just going after the bigger threat.
I think I was afraid.
I'm just glad I was able to beat down an upstart barbarian warlord.
His goal is carnage. And as such, his intent was to bring down as many as possible. So I think he was trying to pick off the weaker of us. Or at least those he perceived as the weaker.
Yeah, that seems likely.
What a fool of a man.
We did it
Well,
though.
Now we have a cursed blade on our hands. What are we to do with it?
Destroy it just like we did with that eye.
I
yeah, if we
agree.
can figure out how.
Yes, so as you look at the blade and as you understand what it is, identifying it for what it is, innately with all artifacts, you are able to immediately learn the means by which it is destroyed, because it cannot just be destroyed by simple means. You look down at Ovriinbane, sort of cleft greatsword here, and you realize that it has immense power within. It may come at a cost, but not nearly as steep of a cost as the Oculus of Avedon. It protects its wielder very, very well. With these abilities here, the ability to bless its wielder, the ability to free them from any movement restricting magics immediately as a reaction itself, or dispel magic, or, well, it seems as well, it wants for carnage, no matter what. You didn't do anything to fight during the day, you would have to make a will save, otherwise.
Isn't Giraffe already chaotic neutral?
I don't think anybody should use this thing. You will become a detriment to our group and our kingdom with this weapon.
It needs to be destroyed.
Are we really gonna destroy some people's cultural artifact?
Yes.
Why, yes, we are. We are indeed.
What would you
Shallon,
suggest?
you don't mind, do you?
Taking all of
It's
them
not the
and putting
first
them
time
in
we've
a...
done stuff like that.
What do you suggest? Taking all of them and putting them in a museum?
Maybe what's
Certainly,
left of
yeah.
it.
We had
I
a little bit of money.
think we can destroy this in another way.
It is a rather beautiful weapon, though.
Keep up. No, bad.
What? I
Just
jump
like
away.
slap his hand.
Kiba, you recall something about your goddess Shelin. Shelin took up the glaive that is her sort of favored weapon as a corrupted blade from, if I recall correctly, her brother Zon Cathan. So, there is, more than any other god or goddess, a precedent for Shelinites to wield corrupted weapons, to make use of them where nobody else could, to resist their effects and bring those powers to bear against, well, better enemies.
What if this could become something beautiful?
Oh boy, I can't wait to have Armag in our group.
Kiba's slow transformation to Armag would be terrifying.
Something the beak just falls off?
Like Daffy Duck.
Of course, there are the mechanical effects of the blade, and there are also many minor adjustments I would be making in terms of narrative for it. So, don't feel particularly restricted by the mechanical effects of that, which is really just a narrative thing that I would handle. Or we would handle.
What if we could transform this somehow into something much more beneficial? Slowly reach for the blade.
Okay.
Kiba, what are you thinking? We just saw this man after he had slaughtered those who loyally followed him.
Me not looking at Parent, moving away.
He's a cool sword.
You don't want to be that guy, but even... Are you sure you want to pick up a weapon whose like one thing is wanting to cause untold suffering?
Conquer everything.
What if instead of using this to slaughter and to conquer, we use it to better ourselves? To hone our sword fighting?
Do you believe you have the strength of will to handle it?
I don't know. But I'd like to believe.
We should get a sheath for it that can like lock. So if someone does try to use it, they get nothing more than a club. Just disable the blade if nothing else.
Kiba, you were reaching down for it.
Yeah.
As you place it in your hands, there's a thrum of... there's a rush that you feel for a moment. The rush of battle. You felt it many times before. Giraffe knows it very well himself. But you then hear something. from deep within your mind, sort of taking on some of that, sort of a whisper of your own bloodlust. Sort of makes that place in your mind, those feelings in your mind, have a voice of its own. Another deigns to wield me.
New hand touches the beacon.
Oh no.
At least, you do not falsely claim my lineage. No, you are something else entirely. I feel the battles that you have taken part in. So much blood has been wreaked in your name. I think you would do well not to shirk this power I wish to grant you. Wield me. Send this blade of mine into the hearts of your foes, and you will never lose a battle again. You will never lose an ally again.
Just keep in mind, Sword, that I only fight for causes that I believe are just.
There is one thing I know, is that fighting is always the first resort. It solves all problems. Where diplomacy fails, where the pen fails, the sword must be taken up. And I feel that many times you have understood what Gorham understands.
I believe in trying for the less lethal route first, but I'm not afraid to fight when it comes to it.
Try as you might. Your business is a bloody one. You are a conqueror too, so I have no doubt. No doubt.
Now that I cannot deny.
Sword goes silent.
You okay over there, Kiba? You're just kind of staring off into space.
Did he talk to the sword out loud?
Oh, I'm sure I was talking out loud. I'm sure.
The sword itself is telepathically linked into you, Kiba, so nobody else heard it, though.
I'm fine. I was just having a conversation with my weapon.
That's a
Like
completely-
Giraffe sometimes does?
I don't do that. No.
Parent loots this corpse next to him. Puts
Okay.
it into the party inventory.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
I am, We're gonna be talking later, Kiba.
I would like that.
You hear a click as the doors to the south, or to the north, open. Revealing one final chamber beyond.
What could this be?
Find out. I have a feeling of what it is.
Same here.
You step into a large, austere chamber, with a massive raised dais supporting a coffin of black stone. To the east, you do see, sort of in a little bit of an alcove there. The walls are decorated with a bas relief of a stern man dressed for war and wielding a greatsword not too dissimilar from, well, Ovriinbane. You guys enter a new room, of course. Roll your perception checks if you're searching. But you, of course,
Magic going.
no magic is to be detected here. But you do, of course, See the primary thing of the room, the sarcophagus. Its lid, seemingly recently disturbed amongst the other dust of the room, it's easy to tell. Well, Armag's tomb lies before you.
I approach and I investigate this sarcophagus. Anything interesting about it?
Well, it's already been seemingly looted. At least of the blade that you now wield, Eba. But it does look as if Armag the Twice-Born, or the False-Born perhaps, seems to have left behind the other items buried with Armag. Very nice looking shield, and some hide armor from ages past, but still maintained by its magic.
No one wants the shield, I'll pick it up.
That is beautiful shield. Holy smokes.
Very sturdy one.
Well, hide armor. That was the first armor that I wore in this campaign was hide armor.
Yeah, I'm surprised your stealth isn't better. That's probably because you changed to heavier armor.
And, well, yeah, I mean, but I have an okay dexterity, but, you know, I never invested in stealth at all. So it's just sitting at its basic +2.
Yeah.
Are we going to make you a tomb like this someday, Kiba? After you go on your conquest?
Oh, we could just lay him here.
I'm not actually going to become the next Armag.
As the others
I
are
vow
just-
that I will pray over this weapon every day. I will commune with Shellen. I will seek guidance.
There is something Yarmsir is noticing while the rest of you are sort of looking more at the tomb here. Yarmsir, on the other end of the room here, that bas relief, seemingly on the pommel of the blade that visage of Armag is wielding, is a button, cleverly hidden at the pommel. Some sort of device.
If it was a trap, there's no way it would have been hidden this well, would it?
What are you looking at, Yarmazir?
Seems to be a bit of a trigger for something up here. Well, as Kobold nature goes, Jamshir presses the button.
Okay. Pressing the button makes the whole bas relief begin to slide into the floor, revealing behind it piles and piles and piles of glittering gold, gems, chalices, pieces of artwork, a spear, and many other items within. Seems to be
Oh goodness!
his burial
2d8
hoard.
gold.
I was going to say that, but I didn't.
And sort of a massive alabaster block sort of decoratively makes up the center of the room. So, it is, in total coinage, 3,966 gold pieces. As well, of course, diamonds, fire opals, garnets, an electrum crown with a blue sapphire, ruby-encrusted silver armband, everything it seems that Armag has pilfered, or Armag did pilfer in his life of carnage all those thousands of years ago. But it's not all. A very nice-looking bag of holding of Type 4 can carry up to 150 points of bulk within it. A decanter of endless water, as much as you could ever desire. The Triton's conch allows you to sort of, well, move around in water much, much easier. A necklace of fireballs that sort of bristles with energy. A cloak, very bat-like, that could be used to grant you flight. A vial of venom and a wand of heroism.
A javelin of lightning. I realized that
javelin.
I grabbed it too soon.
Mm-hmm. A giraffe. Picked up. Which, yeah, for the purposes of the stream, I'd like to put these out to chat here.
Okay.
Where is it? Oh, there it is, yeah. Little javelin
bad.
lady. So, it's all yours for the taking.
Now this is a
Wow,
little
this
bit
is
more
a
like
lot of stuff hidden behind the
Oh, it's
perception check.
consumable? Oh, I see. When you throw it, when you activate it and throw it, it uses it. It
Yes.
shatters, yeah.
The one used, yeah. It's not great.
Oh, but I think it'd be nice. The fact that it's its own thing means I can use it for a ranged AoE attack. I use it once and that's it.
It does have a very low DC.
Hey,
Never know when you have a
parents,
lot of enemies in front of you.
yes, Kiba.
what's your opinion of this necklace?
It's very explodey.
I think it would look fantastic on you.
Well, we can figure all that out later, I'm sure. And this new bag is much more interesting, honestly. Parents just start shoveling everything into the bag of holding type 4.
Alright. Almost as if you are sliding the bag down on the floor like it's a vacuum. It's just sort of pulling
That's fair.
everything into it. Like one of those games you play as a kid where you're like pushing something that slides across the floor with your two hands. But it makes a little bit more sense with parents because he's sort of already on all fours, so it's like all around. But yeah, feel free to pull anything you want into the party inventory. So I know you guys like to divvy
Or
things out
things.
later.
Yeah, unless there's something that you can make use of immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's just put it in the bag, sort
That's
it
why
out.
I grabbed the javelin of lightning. I figured it's something that I could just pull out and
Yeah.
use since I'm in the fray.
That makes sense. And I have a cantrip if I need to hit something at range.
I will take this wand, though.
Of course. I can't think of a better person to take it.
Is heroism on the arcane spell list?
I have trick magic item.
Ah, there you go.
Such a good feat if the
And the-
DM gives the right items.
And I never took occult spellcasting feature.
So, with the Holy Sepulchre pilfered, all its gold and gems taken up in the bag, you look around the rest of the place for any little pieces of gold that you missed by, but really, you have acquired powerful artifact and all the gold of the ancient Armag. The one who at one point even forsook death itself in flagrant fashion against Pharasma's will. Now that story is at an end. So, what do you guys do from here?
I suppose the first thing is we're going to be going out and, I guess, showing the result of what happened to Armag's follower.
Yeah.
I wonder if that means they're going to become your followers now, Kiba.
I don't have followers.
Ah, you did have that
at least.
prisoner outside, yes? Yes, I think so. Let's go over there. You guys make your way outside of the tomb.
I was thinking about, we were thinking about, I'm pretty sure the dude that was just like guarding the tomb.
Yeah, I don't think we took anybody prisoner.
Oh.
Yeah, I have no idea what
Yeah,
you're talking
sorry.
about.
I thought you said Armag's follower, so I immediately went to like some enemy or
Yeah.
whatever.
The one that was right outside the room we're in, who
Yeah.
opened the door for us.
I run 4 games of it, you guys know.
That does make sense.
Oh, is this the wrong tomb? Yeah, it's the wrong tomb. I have 2 tombs. Where is it? There it is. Right tomb.
Before we leave, could parents try to get that potential other treasure we saw that we couldn't get yet?
In the spike pit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Could head back over there. Oh, and yes, this unlocked. As you throw open the doors, Zorak still stands there, guarding, and witnesses you approach with Ovriinbane. Finally. It seems as though my centuries-long servitude is at an end. You have taken up the blade that I was bid to protect. After all these years, it was you who was most worthy of it, not the one who claimed to be the twice-born incarnation of Armag. And we have a similar aesthetic style of, that's nice too.
It is incredibly nice.
Very natural in this one, though.
I'm like not constantly like staring at the way he dresses and being like that is so cool. I'm totally not doing that constantly.
Kiba, his eyes are up there.
I know.
But strangely, as you've stepped out here, his once chiseled figure of an ancient warrior has faltered. He looks much older, much older. I fear now that the blade has an owner. My duty is at an end, and Gorham seeks me in his halls. His magic will no longer sustain me here.
You did well.
I will join all
You
the
can
other
rest
dead.
now.
Even those kin who joined me here all those ages past, and he looks at the other skeleton guards, the ancient skeletal tiger lords that begin to fall away and sort of crumble to dust. I will join them soon, but I have enough in me to grant you any last request, any last search for knowledge that you have. I could perhaps answer about the blade, about Armag, anything.
How might one find their own grave in the bone yard?
That is a question for the dead.
Looks like we missed our chance then.
I mean,
Not necessarily.
you and Draff are both dead, so
Ah,
Any who pass to Pharasma's realm, even if they are resurrected, have a gravestone there to match the millions of others in the endless boneyard. There are means and powerful magics that could search that out, that could even transport you there. Though, it is a dangerous journey. The psychopomps, the servants of Pharasma, would not take your passage lightly in that realm. No mortal, no living creature could exist within the boneyard. Yes, if you have died before, you have a grave there now, waiting for your return.
well, thank you.
I suppose I do have a question. I don't know if you're capable of answering it, however.
I
Or
will
if you
do my
feel it's
best.
even in your best interest.
What
How
will it be?
might... I wonder if you might know how I might claim or calm the thirst for battle and bloodshed within the Blade of Armag.
To calm one who was all bloodshed, was all carnage, who in his life would have conquered the world if not for Pharasma's intervention. That is a high calling, a very high calling.
Don't get me wrong, there will be battle and bloodshed.
he sort of, his eyes roll into the back of his head for a moment, and you think he's about to die, but no, he seems to speak still with the sort of just white, sort of bloodshot eyeballs instead, without the pupils. I foresee I've been granted a vision. In my final breath, I will speak it to you. You will find in your journey another blade. Important. Vitally important to these lands. If you can find a home for that blade, its proper home, where it belongs, perhaps Ovriinbane too would be changed. Keep the blade until the end of your journey, and you may have your opportunity. When the sky parts, when the lands bloom, then you will know. With that, his eyes don't roll back down. He has used the last of his energy, and he sort of slumps down to the floor and withers away.
I would gladly help him down if he doesn't stop me.
Sort of raises a hand. A warrior will die by his own. Does not need to be coaxed to death. It comes.
Then I bow to him deeply.
And before long, he breathes his final breath. And you are left alone in this place. A tomb for the dead now. Truly. And that's where we'll take our break.
Yay!
Cool.
Oh boy.
So yeah, quick little advertisement before we go to it. I have a Patreon, patreon.com/KoboldDM, and in many of the episodes past you may have seen that I have many more maps than the Paizo official sort of remake stuff. I have about 80 or so, going on 90 supplemental maps that vastly improve the Kingmaker experience. Because you need maps for encounters, and you're not really provided very many, especially at the beginning. So, patreon.com/KoboldDM. Let's go to the break. And here we are. Okay. Welcome back, guys. We're discussing what is happening from here, and, well, after the party has completed this whole arc of, well, Armag's tomb, wielding Ovriinbane, and stopping what would be a big threat to the region, they have gained enough experience to level up. And there were some small things that, apparently you wanted to go and find those scrolls that are... find those items in the spike pick that you might have seen.
Wow.
Yes. Nice and quick. I think Yarmosir was going to use that new Cloak of the Bat to do so.
I
Yeah,
think that would look good on him.
you think? Perfectly fits my colors.
Mm-hmm. So, for the purpose of it, we can sort of mix up a little bit of, whatchamacallit, like, leveling here and, getting you guys over towards those little scrolls that you were going for. I did that again. Yeah, anyway, you know the scrolls. But, yeah, path yourselves over there, over back to that spike pit. Actually, no, I'm just gonna, let's do that.
Yeah, thanks.
Much easier. Yeah, there we go. Getting you guys to drag yourselves
I do
across.
have enough.
Just fly right over the ant pit. Wonderful.
Now, there is some consideration I do need to ask from you guys how in the heck you're going to get down to those spike pits without impaling yourselves.
Using the cloak with the bat, we just grabbed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There we go. So, with that, you just fly over this sort of seesaw trap that you guys had jumped over last time, and you're able to see in the south pit seems to be quite a few scrolls. You're able to easily identify as you pick them up for your party. Blade Barrier, Remove Curse, and Drop Dead.
That's a fun one.
I love that name.
And for the purpose of it, in the north pit, you fly down there, and pulling from a sort of decrepit skeleton that was left there, you find a +1 flaming longsword.
Money.
Flaming Rune.
Mm-hmm. Reminds
Sorry,
you,
little guy. We got Ovriinbane.
reminds you of that blade you picked up all those years ago in game time at the Lonely Barrow.
Yeah, we still have the rune. It's on my glaive.
Mm-hmm. Sort of a similar make actually to this one. But
Actually, that brings up an interesting question. Do weapons like this Ovriinbane,
yes.
do they take runes?
Yes, they do. So, the rules for unique weapon or specific magic items is that you can upgrade the +1 and the striking rune, but you can't put other runes on it at all.
Okay.
You can make it a greater striking, you can make it a +3. Yeah. And well, it has very, very unique effects to it, even if it's not going to be perfect for damage. We can't put like flaming rune on it or anything like that. But yeah, those effects are crazy good. So, you guys okay if I assume you're gonna head back to your town?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
before we do that,
Mhm.
Kiwi's gonna request that everybody gather the bodies of the Iron Wraiths
Okay.
so we can put them to rest properly.
Oh, good idea.
Gather up the 4 figures that unfortunately were spurred on by the Tiger Lords through imprisonment, just thrown in here without much of a hope just to see what the traps were ahead of them. A cruel fate for them. A cruel fate for one of the adventuring groups that you guys had met at the very, very start of the game. Never really talked to them. They were sort of assholes, but they don't deserve this.
Everyone deserves this.
So,
Well, deserves no. I think I misinterpreted something there.
nobody deserves
Everyone
this
deserves
sort
the
of death.
burial.
No, yeah.
Oh gosh, the sword's getting to me already.
Their whole thing is that they need to be in their full plate armor. You remove the full plate armor and they're not going to do very well. So, yeah, you guys head back to town?
Yeah, I think we're ready.
Okay. So with that threat to the region dealt with, and maybe stopping by Fort Drelev after you liberated it to sort of tell them the threat is gone, and to...
And make sure people made it back okay.
Yeah, all those prisoners that you found there were able to bring, or come back. It was like Tamari Numestri and her father that you saved from the prison as well. Yeah, all of them are doing well. They're really thankful for what you've done. And, well, just because their town has been ransacked, they don't really have anything to give you in return, except for their fealty. So, with that on the back burner, all organizing and such, another sort of nation state that you've absorbed into your own, we'll pull you back to the Kingba Hall as you make it home. It was very bright. Why is it bright? Ah, Kiba. There we go. It's a pet peeve of mine, seeing, like, with light sources just enhancing already light, areas. It can be very blinding. Like, here, I can show you, like, oh yeah, here's a will-o-wisp. Flashbang.
I'm in pain.
Yeah. So, that being said, though, at this point, we're just leveling up with these guys, and, it'll be a little bit slow, of course, as they're organizing their funds and such. So, hang around if you want. We will... Yeah. I'm thinking... I don't know. I think we're going to get into something near the end of our session. We still have, like, what is that? An hour and 15? Yeah. So I think we have plenty of time. On some other music. Not that one. This one.
Oh, my weapon of proficiency increased this rank or level rather.
Yeah.
Nice.
Level 13 is a really good time for almost everyone, I think.
Oh yeah, I got good buffs, mostly to my attack bonus.
Yeah, you become legendary at this level.
Oh yeah, only in axes though.
Hmm.
Am I able to another up to legendary is my question.
What do you mean, like another
Oh, everything becomes legendary at 19, but
yeah. Fighters do specialize just a bit there.
Yeah, that's fair. It's not a big deal.
What's the true strike of the remaster?
Sure strike.
Thank you.
Truer strike?
Yeah, sure strike.
Oh, sure. I heard truer.
Yeah, no. I'm still gonna call it true strike because it's so much easier to say than sure strike.
I prefer Pathfinder's version. It works well with the system.
Yeah.
Speaking of True Strike, I just picking up a very fun spell.
Yeah. Oh yes, this one, True Target, which didn't get changed in the remaster, strangely, even though it should be sure target or something. Yeah, it's AoE True Strike.
You get to choose 4 creatures.
Wow, guess how many other party members there are.
Mm-hmm.
Give us all advantage. That's for a single strike. That's great.
What's advantage?
And you ignore concealment and everything.
Don't worry about it.
Might change it. We'll see.
I'm not sure if my intimidation should be expert or master. It was trained before, but I don't know if I got.
So you have 2 master abilities, athletics and survival.
I applied the increase from this level to intimidation to bring it from trained to expert.
So that should be good, right?
Yeah, it's just the null ancestry feat that would actually be useful. The cackle needs
Oh.
mastery and intimidation, and I'm not sure if I messed up the skill training because your first skill increases at level 3. We're level 13 now.
So it's 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13.
That's a total of 5 increases. That's only 2 for athletics, 2 for survival.
Yep. So you'd only be an intimidation expert at the moment.
Oh, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Because. Well, no, 3 would. Yeah, 3, 5, 7, 9,
Oh,
11.
wait, no, you're right.
13.
I think.
No, that is one more.
Yeah, you should be able to get to master intimidation. Yeah.
Okay, because that. I really want to make sure with that, because like I thought I got the 6 there,
Yeah.
and Ancestor's Rage is going to do nothing for me.
For everyone else, yeah, if you don't have anything specifically that like changes what your skill trainings are, you should have 3 master abilities at this point, unless you sort of divvy them up differently.
I sure do.
Can we split up the gold in the bar inventory? I want to splurge on formula.
Yeah, let me well, yeah, I'll sell your guys' treasure items here. Gold and gems and diamonds and such. Because those go at full price. And I'll split what is here, but do remember you can definitely use the sale box to sell off other like equipment stuff. You guys actually have a lot to spend. You didn't really get a chance to spend it. So let's see here. Divvy this out. Okay. 163 platinum pieces to each of you, which means 1,600 gold for each of you.
That's beautiful.
That's before we even sell any of this equipment.
I want to buy this Frost Rune.
Yeah. Good time to buy it. In fact, you guys are definitely of a level that you could look into +2 armor if you haven't already.
Yep, I definitely want to do that.
Pretty sure we have a +2 armor in the inventory.
Yeah.
There's shadowed studded leather is supposed to be +2.
No, Shadow Leather is the +1. The Slick Leather is the +2.
See if I have a, I didn't set up a shop for higher level runes, at least for this session here. But that's alright. If you're buying the armor potency, I think it's like a 1,100 gold. Oh, I think it, Delta, I think you bought it twice, so refund yourself.
Wait, what?
You ended up double-clicking, I think. It drew out 2 in the chat there.
Oh. So it's 500. Yeah, it shows 2 Frost Runes.
Just lag, probably.
If you guys don't mind, I can take that +2 rune off this 1 armor.
I'd like that. I'm gonna apply the Frost Rune to my Bloodthirst. Does that cost money?
No.
No.
It only costs if you're transferring the rune from one item to another. If they're just bought, then no cost. And the armor potency rune +2 is actually just 1,000 gold pieces, not 1060. It's 1060 because you add the other. Actually, no, it wouldn't be 10,000. It would be what's the price of the regular armor? Because you are allowed to like, oh yeah. So the armor potency +2, here, I'll just throw it in the shop so it's easier, is actually going to be only 900 gold pieces because you get the benefit of the previous rune's price added to it.
I'll probably just do my shopping after the game.
Okay. That sounds good.
I'm gonna move some stuff to the sell box.
The shop says runes 5 through 9.
Yeah, I
Like,
just added the
characters?
+2
Oh,
rune
you just
of
added
it.
the other ones?
Mhm. Because I didn't have the other shop prepared. Specifically.
Okay.
Alright, I'm definitely going for an armor potency, so I'm gonna take care of that on my end.
Mm-hmm.
Same here.
Does everybody have resilient? We have a spare resilient, it looks like.
Yeah, I have a basic resilient.
It does seem to be lagging
did
a
twice again.
lot. For some reason, it's doubling up the... That's weird. Wonder what that is.
I'm dragging.
Yeah.
I just bought. I think it just took 2.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so confused.
So guys, don't use the shop right now. It seems like they're lagging out and getting really buggy. It might be because
of the Steam chat thing.
Yeah, the Steam chat or the stream chat, I have it set up as a GM, and that kind of screws things up. Even though that's supposed to be fine, you're supposed to be, able to have a quote-unquote co-GM going on, but it just seems to break the PF2E system, so I wouldn't recommend it. I only have it up though as a co-GM so that like the stream watchers can see the blind checks that the players cannot see. Which I think is interesting. But yeah, guys, if it does that, just refund yourself.
Yeah, working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Only got one.
I've moved everything I think we probably don't need to the cell box.
Okay.
I'll trust you on that.
I left the flaming, the vitalizing, the +2 striking shock, so people can grab those.
Mm-hmm.
And the armor.
Oh, why did I throw the sale box in a folder here? Whoops. There we go. So, sturdy shield. These are definites. You can probably be... You can probably put more stuff in there. Like, the way I usually do the sale box now is like... If you throw something in there... Throw anything in there you think nobody's going to use. And then those people can then be like, oh, okay, I actually do want to use that. Instead of having to ask for every single item, people can just be like, oh, I'll pull that back out. A lot faster that way. Easier to get people going on shopping and stuff. Skills I learned from running... I think 500 sessions of professional games, I think, at this point. What is that? Like, you have to do something 1,000 times to be, like, a master? Halfway there. I'll definitely look at like some of those lower level scrolls that require counteract checks. If they're of a low rank, they're not really going to be very useful. Just because, well, they can't counteract anything that's going to be at these high levels. Does anyone want the +2 on that Warhammer? +2 weapon rune?
Apparently both my... Oh yeah, I only need one bonus rune to get it applied to both, so no, I don't need it.
Mm-hmm. Right, because you're doubling
Because I have
runes.
those doubling runes.
Mm-hmm.
The glaive has a +2 on it already, so that's good.
So, I have my Mombele dealing thunder and lightning damage. Well, I've added to the Bloodthirst frost for ice damage.
Mm-hmm.
I will gladly take a +2 rune though.
I am getting a plethora. If I didn't drink the acid thing, I am dealing like 5 different damage types a turn.
By the way, Gaz, your weapon, did it not have the runes on them? Like for the...
It did. I just like created a new innovation because I reset my level earlier.
Oh, okay, okay. That's alright.
So it did have it. It's just I'm reapplying them right
Gotcha.
now, basically.
I'm gonna store my glaive in the sack. For now.
The Armor Seer injects 520 gold into the potion industry in Skillport.
Yeah? Or...
Yep. Just buying stuff. Just
Oh,
buying
okay.
formula.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will take the +2 rune from the Warhammer in that case.
Okay.
I'd like to leave the glaive in there and just kind of... I think it'll be really helpful if we end up going against the Fae. So, we'll just have it ready.
Sure. Oh, and as always, just to signify, if you are finished with like buying and leveling up and not doing anything else, you can move your token outside to signify. As you do return home, you're greeted by your faithful sort of marshal, Castingaras, Megarvon, who you were able to save from Varnhold from its doom. Tariq and Brazel, the spy masters that you recruited after they were forced to do the bidding of a troll king.
Indeed. I
Do
think went
love
home
Greek.
actually.
No, they didn't go on. I don't recall at all that they did. They have
No,
a
we actually
like,
hired them on as sort of envoys to
Or spy masters.
yeah.
spy masters, as well as envoys between here and the little monster town.
I'd like to point out the winged armor rune that people might want to get so that the entire party can fly and just go anywhere.
It is 2,500 gold for it. But yeah, might be in the range for some people.
That's a few gold.
Should be in the range for most of us after looting Armag's tomb.
Somewhat.
Is something like that, would that actually be available?
Sorry, what?
It's
Which?
the winged rune, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they'd absolutely be available.
Fascinating.
Everything up to your level is available here.
Okay.
We're a 13th level city. It's gotta be huge.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, once per hour? For 5 minutes? So basically, that's my soaring flight ability every hour. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it's
then the soaring flight would allow me an extra one within the hour.
certainly a pricey soaring flight.
Yeah. But one that you could use like after every hour rest. Ooh. Oh man, that's something I might want to consider saving for.
Mm-hmm. else is glowing? Oh, Parrot's glowing because of the crystal he has.
And again, 4 more levels, I get permanent flight anyway, so...
There we go. Everyone can see my beautiful maps without blinding light.
Perfect.
Flashbang the stream.
Yeah.
Hey chat, have you seen the pin to my flashbang?
For the arduous task of increasing the DCs of all of my items.
Such is the life of an alchemist. A lot of paperwork.
Oh hey, so fun fact. So I'm a champion with the Blade Ally feature, and I now have this artifact greatsword. I could theoretically glaive it.
What is Blade Ally?
For the purposes of Ovriinbane, it would not work. You cannot shift
Okay.
like an artifact item into a
So
different.
if I want to use my Blade Ally feature, which I can explain in just a moment, I'd want to pick something other than shifting for it.
Probably, yeah.
Basically, as a champion, you pick either Blade Ally, Shield Ally, or like Mount Ally. I went with Blade Ally, which allows me to choose one of these free runes to add to my chosen weapon at the start of each day.
Yeah. I think there's another feat that you can get soon around this level that gives you more options for that too.
Yeah, like I think one of them is flaming actually, so I could theoretically get my flaming back.
Oh hey, I mean,
Which yeah, I'm probably doing that next level actually.
Yeah. Is that a 14th level feat?
No, I just I think I could have gotten it last level. But I ended up getting the one that makes the my redemption linger.
Yeah.
Which I'm not complaining about anymore after seeing what it did. That was a really hard choice.
I mean, you made a pretty good one though.
Yeah.
Very useful for that fight.
Yeah, basically being able to come that one, Lasting Doubt, combined with Weight of Guilt, which is a level 1 feat. That's the Weight of Guilt is the one that lets me do Stupefied. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
That was great.
Certainly a thing where it's like, these are levels I do start. It's better than D&D 5e, certainly, but I do start having some difficulty challenging my groups. Because there's just so much you can do together, and it's hard. It's hard to keep up with that.
Okay, you say that, but I personally felt that was a really good challenge. That definitely did push us to work well with what we have, and I think we did a good job with it.
Yes.
I think we're just starting to like really specialize into things that are just like this adventure path and half.
True.
We have
damage.
We're working for it still, though. It's not like it's a free ride.
Frankly, ridiculous amount of like slow on all of us.
Yeah, I mean, well, with Parents Laughing Fit and the slow spell, I mean, you're not the only group, of course, that abuses the slow spell and Laughing Fit, so it's so crazy that those spells are just even if the enemy succeeds, it screws them over at least for a round.
Synesthesia.
I mean, that's yeah.
I'm not taking that spell.
That spell is even worse. But you guys definitely have learned, like, the big thing in PF2E is the small effects that you make a big impact with. I mean, you could see Armag with his enfeebled, slowed, laughing fit, preventing reactions, like clumsy because of something I forget. Oh, the bomb, like from Yarmos, and Yarmos can dazzle them too. Like you're playing an alchemist perfectly. That's exactly what they're supposed to do. Make it really easy to just throw out conditions on people. Yeah, it still seems to be doubling it up. for some reason.
I was ready for it though.
Yeah.
So just added my 100 back.
Mm-hmm.
Sicken is just such a versatile status.
Oh yeah. I mean, Sicken's just really hard to deal with. Forcing someone to spend an action is almost... It's really hard for enemies, especially in small fights, to justify spending an action to get rid of that. Or a chance to get rid of it, even.
I'm looking at disarming feats that I might be able to take, and just using the keyword disarm. And apparently, lizard folk have this 5th level ancestry feat called Ton Disarm.
Oh yeah.
They can just attempt to disarm a creature within 10 feet.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
so my next character. Okay.
the lizard folk have like a whole feat line for using their tongue, like to grab things, to disarm. Yeah.
Just going a little chameleon core.
Hmm.
Oh, I have 3 different items I'm going to be using often that are all green. Gonna be a pain.
Oh, I mean, you're not gonna, everything's green to an alchemist.
Man, it's annoying that the disarming stance needs a hand to be free.
Yeah, disarming is definitely like sort of a swashbuckler, sort of like one-handed sort of style. It makes sense to me, like having a hand free to maneuver and do things with it.
Oh well. I still have disarming on my main weapon, the main the Mambale. So, I don't need a free hand. It just prevents me from using some cool feats, or just certain feats.
Right.
I'm going to try to learn the last spell from that book.
Oh right, yeah.
If
Still
that's
have that.
first. Yep.
I don't think that's a success at this level.
No, it's not. I'm gonna use 0 point.
Okay.
There we go.
Exactly, I think, what you need.
Yep. It's 300 gold down the drain.
One more spell in that book.
Alright, so we can basically find any items that are up to our level?
Yeah. Unless they're
Boots?
uncommon. Or, like, you know. What were you thinking?
Boots of Bounding?
Yeah, easily. Good choice.
$340.
1,400 gold.
Oh, hey, this spell permanently blinds people if they critically fail.
Sweet!
Nice. Is the blindness spell? Or... Oh, yes, that one. Hmm. And it has no incapacitation effect, so... yeah.
You tell me this spell can choose to spare creatures?
What do you mean, choose to spare them?
What was the name of that trait you said it lacked?
Incapacitation.
Incapacitation.
Not, you're
Oh,
thinking like,
it needs that trait to
non-lethal.
do. Oh,
No,
I'm.
So incapacitation means that if a creature is higher level than the rank of the spell, double the rank of the spell, because that's sort of how it works, they will always get a degree of success higher than what they rolled. So if they rolled a critical, they can never roll a critical failure. They would always get bumped up just because, you know, incapacitation effects are weaker against higher level creatures than you.
I put
Oh,
stuff
we
in
should-
the... Go ahead.
We should probably get those backfire mantles.
Let's take up the cape slot.
Oh, right.
And it's not that... It's more for alchemists than it is, like, wizards, anyways. Because it doesn't reduce the area damage by that much. Just, like, prevent splash damage, basically.
Slash, yeah.
Yeah. Good
I
for
doubt there's any
particular
way to
saves.
increase the DC of saves on a rune, is there? Or there,
Nah.
you just have to get a better rune?
Yeah, that's just part
Resilient
of
runes.
the... No, the, he's talking about a frost rune's DC.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah. It's sort of built into the system that you want to trade out old runes for other stuff.
Yeah, you'll
But-
probably want to pick up a greater frost rune at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah,
But-
definitely. That's probably the first one I'll go for.
Yeah, but the frost rune, it still gives you damage. It's just like you have a very small chance of slowing someone too, so...
Yeah, and only for a round. But
Hmm.
Annie is great.
Yeah.
And so I put it on the weapon that I attack with more often because it's agile. So hey, I might get lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Crit fails still exist.
Where'd you want us to move if you were done for now?
Yeah, just outside. To signify such.
Done enough for now.
Mm-hmm.
I
Can
thought
we-
we were moving inside when we were done, so I
Ah.
thought we were waiting on some mysterious
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
I think I'm stable for now.
Mm-hmm.
Could we sell the cell box and split that as well?
Yeah, let's do that.
If everybody hasn't looked at that yet.
Let me take a quick look at the sale box.
Mm. Yeah, for those who don't know, I do this thing where I just have people put like all their items into a single inventory sheet that's separate from the main one, because, or the ones that they want to sell, right? Because it tallies up the total wealth of those items, and because those items sell for half, because they're not treasure items, I can literally just take that number, divide it by 2, and clear out their inventory. So it's really easy.
Cool, I looked.
Yep, everything good? Alright. Do the calculation. 5375 divided by 2. There's 2,600 gold from those. The stash.
That's one flight rune.
687. Alright, and I'll distribute that as well for you guys.
Wait, do you get anything back when you overwrite a rune with another?
Yeah, you get the other rune's price. Because you're upgrading a rune, technically. So the old rune adds its price to the... Like, it reduces the price of the new rune by its own price. It's like...
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
an
can't
armor...
figure out how to explain it, but...
Okay, so when you're upgrading a +1 armor,
Yes, a +1 to +2.
you pay the 1060, but you subtract the 160 from the +1.
No,
so
so...
instead of 1060, it's
Or yeah, it's
900?
900. Yeah, you got it, yeah.
Ooh, I get 160 back because I did not do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's
Does-
price... Sorry, Yours?
Sorry. I was about to ask if Parent has a shadow signet yet.
Oh, what?
A
Ah,
shadow signet.
he does not know the ways of the shadow signet.
This
if you
sounds
cast
like a cult.
if you cast a spell that requires a spell attack roll against armor class, you can choose either fortitude or reflex to target instead with any spell for free, basically.
But the caveat is you're attacking the DC as if it were an armor class. So you still make an attack roll, but it's against their will instead of their AC.
It's against fortitude or reflex.
Or, yeah. So if you know their low save, a creature's low save will almost always be lower than their AC.
That's cool.
Huh. That's interesting.
Or at least equal to it. Some creatures have, like say Megavarn here. He has 25 AC, he has plus 15 fort, plus 17 reflex, and plus 15 will. He's one of those creatures that has like a middle ground of the two lower, and then a little bit of bump to 1. Some creatures have really high reflex, really low fortitude, and then a middling will. And if they have that sort of setup, the low save is probably going to be lower than their AC. They're more specialized.
Please don't tap Megavarn though.
Oh yeah, like Karuk here. Karuk has 21 AC. Actually Shadow Signet wouldn't work here either because his fortitude save is plus 11, so it's 21 you'd be targeting anyway. I gotta find a creature that it actually works against. Never mind, let me see.
Wow, that Shadow Signet is really cool.
Let me see, Skeletal
like it.
Tiger Lords. If this guy actually has something you can actually target. No, yeah, some creatures do have higher AC than others of their level, so a Skeletal Tiger Lord has 28 AC, but only plus 16 reflex and will, so it'd be better to go for the reflex on a Skeletal Tiger Lord with the Shadow Signet.
I probably don't
5
cast
whole point. It's like
2.
a +5 to your attack
2.
roll.
It was 2.
Plus 2, yeah.
Oh, +2, yeah.
It's probably not worth it. I don't really do that many attack spells anyways.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So, with you guys pretty much done with your buying and selling, we are getting close to the end of the session as usual, like 40 minutes to go here, and, well, I think it's good that we went through, like, the buying and selling and experience stuff and leveling up and all that. I think it's a good time to end the session here for whatever happens next. I think it's proper. And I'm also hungover from yesterday, so.
Fair enough.
Whoa, mentions of alcohol. Demonetized.
I mean, I already said asshole earlier, so. Probably gets me
I heard an
demonetized.
S as well.
Oh, I did? Okay. It's fickle because the last 2 sessions are monetized for some fucking reason. Even though I know I swore in those, like, I don't know what it is. I think it's like something about its stupid AI discovers something that we're doing in the session, like talk of like carnage, slaughter, you know, that sort of thing. And it's like, oh, this must be a report of some war zone. I can't have them monetizing you know, that sort of thing. I believe it has to be that. It's not really swear words, I don't think. But yeah.
We had a lot of carnage last session too, though.
True.
So who knows?
It's weird. I just don't get it half the time. But I just put it up on YouTube because I want people to see it. So that being said, I think, yeah, we're going to end the session here on a good spot after the party leveled up and defeated Armag the Twice-Born. Kiba has his nice, fancy new Ovriinbane artifact. We'll see how that goes.
This is fine.
But it is a real thing that Shilin specifically is a goddess of people wielding corrupted weapons because she herself wields a corrupted glaive from Zon
cool.
Cathan, her brother. So, I think that's right. I don't know. The other Shellonite player in my other group also did something similar with, you know, Ovriinbane, so. Either way.
Well, I will be praying like constantly, you know.
Mm-hmm. Guidance is needed, but yeah, if you guys enjoyed the session, feel free to follow if you aren't already. If you want to support my work, the actual best way to support it is to go to my Patreon, patreon.com/KoboldDM, because you actually get a lot more than you do if you were to subscribe on Twitch. But I do accept subscriptions too, of course. But yeah, Patreon gives you like 90 maps of supplemental sort of stuff for Kingmaker. So like, of course, this being a Kingdom Hall for the player characters is very nice to have. Something to center them in. You can find this and many, many others in that module from my Patreon. I also did a lot of remakes before Paizo did their remake, so I have all that up to level 10 for completely free. And I do remake some of the maps, in my own opinion, better than Paizo did. So, anyway. Like, for example, Varnhold, actually. Do I still have Varnhold around here? No, I deleted a lot of stuff because there's way too many scenes. Either way, if you enjoyed it. Yep, that is YouTube. They demonetize. Yeah, of course they do. But, yeah, no, thank you guys for watching, and Kiba, you stream too.
Sure do. Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Kobold, the player of Kiba. I stream here on Twitch and on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, doing a mix of retro classics and the occasional indie and small dev game. Come stop by sometime. It'll be cool.
Yeah, so, see you guys later. See ya.
Good night.
See ya.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta for now.